Very good morning, student. Today we start next topic, evolution. Evolution means variation, changes. Okay, so we have noted that there is an inbuilt tendency to variation during reproduction. ओके जब रिप्रोडक्शन होती है तो उस टाइम पे जो वेरिएशंस आती हैं, न्यू ऑफस्प्रिंग में चेंजेस आती हैं, वो उसमें इनबिल्ट हो जाती हैं, पैदा हो जाती हैं, बोथ बिकॉज ऑफ द एरर इन डीएनए कॉपी एंड एज द रिजल्ट ऑफ सेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन. Okay, so an illustration, consider a group of 12 red beetle. They live, let us assume, in some bushes with green leaves. Okay, 12 red beetles हैं, वो bushes और green leaves के साथ जो है वो और रहती हैं, उनके ऊपर रहती हैं. Their population will grow by sexual reproduction and therefore they can generate variation. Let us imagine how that crow eat these beetles. The more beetles the crow eat, the fewer beetles are available to reproduce. Now let us think about some different situation that can develop in this beetle population. In first situation, you see the color variation arise during reproduction. In this first situation, there are two colored beetles, red and green. Okay, so there is one beetle that is green in color instead of red. This beetle moreover can pass the color on its progeny. Okay, there is only one green beetle. More green this color of this beetle is pass to their progeny to pass their color in their offspring. So in second stage there are more green beetles as compared to red. Okay, so the green color of the beetle will increase and pass on to their progeny. So in last all beetles are green in color. In this first example, okay, so the progeny beetles are green. Crow cannot be seen green colored beetle on the green leaves of the bushes, therefore they cannot eat them. तो इसलिए जो क्रॉ है उसको ग्रीन लीव्स के ऊपर ये ग्रीन बीटल्स नहीं दिखाई देंगे, तो वो उनको नहीं खा पाएगा. सो व्हाट हैपन देन, द प्रोजेनी ऑफ ग्रीन बीटल इज नॉट ईटन while the progeny of red beetle continue to be eaten. As a result, there are more and more green beetles than red one in beetle population. In second situation, again the color variation arise during reproduction, but now it result in the beetle that is blue in color instead of red. You see in second stage the blue colored progeny is transmitted. Blue colored progeny is transmitted to their offspring more as compared to red. Okay, it means blue colored progeny transmitted more arising during the reproduction, but now it result in a beetle that is blue color instead of red. This beetle can also pass the color on to its progeny so that all its progeny beetles are blue. Crow can see the blue color easily on the green leaves of the bushes, as well as they can see red one, and therefore they can eat them. It means it will eat the red as well as blue color beetle easily. What happened initially in the population, as it expand, there are a few blue beetles, but most are red. But at this point, an elephant come by and stamp on the bushes where the beetles live. This kill most of the beetle by chance. The few beetle that can survive are mostly blue. Okay, so the beetle population slowly expand again, but now the beetle in the population are mostly blue. ओके जो सेकंड सिचुएशन है उसमें क्या है कि जो रेड कलर की बीटल है जब वो आगे रिप्रोड्यूस करती हैं सेक्सुअली तो उनमें जो है ब्लू कलर की प्रोजेनी जो है वो आगे फर्दर पास ऑन होती है. सम टाइम क्या होता है कि उसमें जो एक एलिफेंट है वो किसी बुशिस के ऊपर अपना फुट रख देता है जिसकी वजह से वो बीटल्स जो हैं वो मर जाती हैं. मोस्टली जो है रेड कलर की बीटल्स मरती हैं और फर्दर जो है ब्लू कलर की बीटल फर्दर उनमें सेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन होती है और फर्दर वो सेक्सुअल बीटल्स जो है वो प्रोड्यूस करती हैं. सी इन दिस डायग्राम. ओके यानी कि ब्लू कलर की प्रोजेनी जो आगे फर्दर एक्सक्रीट करती है. So, but it is obvious that in both situations, what started out as a rare variation came to become common characteristic in the population. In other words, the frequency of the inherited trait change over generation. Since the genes control trait, we can say that the frequency of certain gene in a population change over generation. So this is this essence of idea of evolution. Okay, so in these two situations, in first case the variation become more common because it gave a survival advantages. In other words, it is naturally selected. We can see that the natural selection is exerted by the crow. So the more crow there will be, that the more red beetle would be eaten and the more population of green beetle in the population would be. Thus natural selection is directing evolution in the beetle population. It results in adaptation in the beetle population to fit their environment better. In second situation, the color change gave no survival advantage. Instead, it was simply a matter of accidental survival of beetle of one color that changed the common characteristic of the resultant population. The elephant would not have caused such a major havoc in the beetle population if the beetle population had been very large. So the accident in small population can change the frequency of some genes in a population even if they give no survival advantage. This is the notation of genetic drift, which provided diversity without any adaptation. Now consider a third situation. In this, as the people population begins to expand, the bushes start suffering from the plant disease. The amount of leaves material of the beetle is reduced. The beetles are poorly nourished. As a result, the weight of the adult beetle decreases from what it used to be when leaves are plentiful. But there is no genetic change after a few years and a few beetle generation of such scarcity. The plant disease is eliminated. There is a lot of leaf food at this time. What would we expect the weight of the beetle to be? Okay, so acquired and inherited traits. It will be discussed in next class. Okay, so for today it's enough. Okay.